Hey, good afternoon, folks. How are you? I'm outside today, and I know I've got my shades on, but hey, the sun is bright, and I just wanted to come outside because it's just beautiful out here. It's a great day, so maybe a little bit windy, but hopefully that doesn't prevent you from hearing me today. You know, last week I told you that we were on vacation, and as we were driving, sometimes there was some stuff to look at, and sometimes there wasn't. But as we were driving, I was noticing that as we drove through mountains, you could see little streams and stuff, and how the water over time had kind of cut grooves into the rocks. And it reminded me of whenever I was living at home, my grandmother's house. There was a rock that was in her yard that was right underneath a tree. And the weirdest thing about this rock was that there was a hole that was almost perfectly round right in the middle of it. It was one of those thin slate type rocks, and I always wondered where in the world it came from. Well, one day we were outside playing and it started raining, and I noticed that as the rain began to drip off the tree limbs, that there was this one stream of drips that landed perfectly in that hole. And so it began to make a little bit of sense, and over time, these individual drips of water making contact with the rock eventually eroded away and formed this little perfectly round hole in it. And I think that something that seemingly as water, being in a very special situation, could create that type of result. Something as hard as rock, but the truth of the matter was, over time, it continued dripping. It wore away at the rock, and eventually a hole was formed. Several years ago, and then the scientists tell us a Grand Canyon was formed by the Colorado River, and now we're being as deep as it is. I'm not sure how many hundreds of thousands of feet deep it actually is, but that this was just a simple riverbed that began over time, and the water being its course, and carved away these great magnificent wonderful the Grand Canyon of which the river runs at the bottom of it. And as I think about the impact of the continual drinking or the continual running of the water and the effect on the heart as the rock and just a mass of earth. It reminds me of verse 23, where the wisest man ever to live, Solomon, said these words: "Guard your heart above all else, for it is the source of life." Solomon acknowledged the importance and significance of our hearts because he realized that it's from that deepest part of our being and our soul that the rest of our life actually flows. It's not only the physical source of our life as it pumps blood throughout our body, but it's actually the spiritual, the emotional, the psychological source of our life as well. And that which we allow to enter into our heart will eventually affect how our life pretty much plays itself out. Our thought life, our speech life, our actions and things that we do all flows from our hearts. Solomon understood this, and he said, because the heart is that important, we need to guard it. Everything we have. Well, in the second half, there's a lot of different things in the world that can really make an impact on our hearts. And whether it is positive or negative, beneficial or harmful, depending on how we are guarding our heart, depends on how those things will affect our lives. You know, just as that little drop of water continually dripped on that rock, at first it seemed like it would make no difference whatsoever to that rock, but eventually over time, just that continual drip, it actually made a hole in the rock. And the same thing happens to our hearts. If we allow negative influences to continually drip on our heart, eventually it will change the way we think. It'll change the way we speak. It'll change the way we feel. It'll change the way we act if we're not guarding our heart. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. Here we are again, just today, with the breaking news of another tragedy that has struck on the other side of the world in Paris. Not for sure exactly what it is, but these stories of senseless killings, or at least attempts thereof, are getting so frequent in our lives that they're kind of losing their impact, aren't they? I mean, I remember in my own life that whenever these stories used to break, they would solicit this immediate and quick and emotional filled response. But now it's like it's another headline. It's just another day in our quote unquote paradise. And it's because the repetition of the news, the repetition of the events that are landing on our hearts, and it changes the way we live. And so I ask you again, are you guarding your heart? Because that which you allow in will impact what your life lives out. So whether it's in the music that you listen to, the content that you view, or even the company that you keep, those little drips, though seemingly insignificant at the time, over time will make an impact on your heart, and consequently an impact on your life. So in the words of King Solomon, guard your heart, because it is the source of life. Hey, God bless folks. Have a great day. Enjoy this beautiful day. As soon as you get a chance to get out of your office, wherever it is that He keeps you inside, and through it all and in it all, remember, join us together in loving Jesus, loving others,